Episode of the John Mayaki Show. Today, we are going to be looking at the agitation for power shift to the south. The present president of the country, President Muhammadu Buhari, is from the north, and there's a very serious agitation that power should shift to the south. This popular opinion, too, is also against the ambition of the former vice president who contested under the platform of the PDP in the last election. Atiku Abubakar is against his ambition, especially in the PDP. Of course, elder statesman Tanko Yakansai, governor of Benue State, among other governors, are advocating for a southern presidency come 2023. This afternoon, we need you to join us to welcome an astute politician, former Commissioner for Information and Orientation in Edo State, Prince Kasim Afebwa, to the studio as we discuss 2023. The issue in 2023 is this agitation for Southern presidency, the PDP zoning, and the case against gerontocrats. When I mean gerontocrats, old men are saying when you are 80, 90, 70, you still want to be in power. And people are saying, no, let the younger generation begin to lead the country. Apparently, Honorable Kasim Afebwa, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Apparently, you lit the fire that consumed the former PDP chairman, Prince Uche Secondus, as the chairman of the party. Today, are you satisfied with the present leadership?
Well, very, very quickly, let me state without equivocation that I'm very much at peace with the quality and the content of the present leadership of the PDP, and the fact that they have set in motion the machinery to run a proper, accountable, and transparent financial system that will help to build confidence in the minds of several millions of party members spread across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. The quality of the national chairman, the national organizing secretary, the national secretary, the publicity secretary, and all members of the NWC is something that I'm very pleased with. And I'm looking forward to the process of jump-starting the struggle for the reclaiming of the soul of Nigeria, and by extension, sending the APC packing from government.
That brings me to that very question. Is this struggle you started, the removal of secondus that installed this other, the present chairman, you started another struggle recently concerning zoning and the fight against gerontocrats. The former president, the former military president, IBB, also spoke about it for the younger generation, people whose age are between 50, 60, thereabout. Some other persons are speaking about it. What informed the choosing of your fight? How do you choose your fight?
Well, I'm often moved by my conscience and the inner spirit, of my being. After the 2019 elections, even until last year, when they set up the Atiku Technical Committee, I attended 2 of their meetings to listen to what the discussions were. And sitting back in my house, I was just perusing the political atmosphere, and I discovered that there's too much of talk of undermining the southern part of the country. You hear leaders of the north represented in Northern Elders Forum saying that we will decide your fate, we will do this, we will do that, with respect to politics. So I said, if that's the case, then to your tent, O Israel. So I need to defend population in the north and that and that. Go back and look at the registered voters in INEC. What we need is just to mobilize the voters to come out to vote. There's a huge, voters population in the south. If you tell me that there's preponderance of youth undervoting or children, children voting in the north, I will understand, but that is not the normative order. It shouldn't be. Using children to go and vote and rig elections shouldn't score, for a population, differential.
I will come back to demography.
Yeah.
Are you alone in this struggle? Are you, because we've seen what you have been doing on television, in the newspaper, on social media, you are simply everywhere. Are you carrying the leadership of your party along, or the leaders of the South-South region along?
Well, I think, give me the credit that I have contacts with quite a number of people in this country.
Yeah.
I have been into active politics and media in the last 25 years. And I'm happy that I'm often not blinded by stomach infrastructure democracy. I am driven by my conscience. I'm driven by my convictions. And once I'm convinced, even if I'm the only one talking, it has always been like that with me, even in my undergraduate, even in my secondary school. Even I'm the only one standing, I will keep saying that thing which I believe is right. I said it in Edo in 2020.
Yeah.
They took me up,
Yeah.
they insulted me, called me all manners of names.
Yeah.
Today, a lot of them are lamenting.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in my little corner.
I remember in that executive, you
Yes,
stood your ground. You said, not this governor.
Yes. So you see, this struggle is just a very simple one. It doesn't call for the kind of name calling that people are giving me and all of that, which I don't bother about anyway. See, this is a country, north and south. Within the southern region, there are 3 zones. Within the northern region, there are 3 zones. Once anybody contests and become president in the south, you represent the entire south. Once anybody contests and represents the north, you represent the entire north. So whether northeast, whether north central, whether northwest, it is still north because there's north in it. Whether southwest, southeast, and south-south, it is still south. What I'm saying is that in a multi-plural society like us, where you have over 450 ethnic configurations competing for attention, people defer to clannish sentiments. They don't naturally, own the country.
Yeah.
There's no ownership structure.
Yeah.
So that's why you see all manners of insults and abuses coming out from persons who should not ordinarily talk to us. But here we are, with President Buhari 8 years in the north. I don't think any sane, and right-thinking person will want to say another 8 years again in the north.
But people say no, that you don't have a sellable candidate in the south who can defeat the APC.
No, that's an insult.
Who can defeat the APC in 2023.
That's an insult for anybody to say that.
Okay.
It's a big insult.
Okay.
We are not just
an aspirant that cut across.
Please wait.
With structure.
Don't forget that it's a two-way traffic.
Yeah.
You have your candidate from the south. You take a vice president candidate from the north.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. When President Buhari was contesting, he contested 4 times before he got it, and he was always getting until he got a sellable VP from the southwest and got votes from the southwest. Otherwise, he's been scoring 11 million votes, 6 million votes, and what have you. So the point is, a South-South candidate will take a northern vice presidential candidate. And because of the sensitivity of the politics of the country now, people are already introducing religion to. Having had a Muslim as president for 8 years in Buhari, you should have a Christian from as a president to succeed Buhari. You need to balance all these sentiments, and they have become so endemic and so entrenched. People don't understand this. Politics is all about interest. It's all about emotions, all about sentiments. So if you sit back and think that you are comfortable in your own zone, you are always, what about the other person? If you are, in terms of religion, you are sensitive that Nigeria is a secular state, fine. But when you are dealing with the fanatics, what do you encounter? You encounter crisis. Because a fanatic will naturally tell you that this suit you are wearing, you are preaching Western culture, and he will go after you. But what is the advent of, what's the meaning of Boko Haram? How did it start? So those kind of variables are variables and sentiments that you must be able to balance up.
Does it matter?
So when you balance up,
what about competence? Where you come from?
See,
yes,
there is nobody that can be as incompetent as the present government in the South. I have not seen anybody in the South who can be as incompetent as this present government, as the APC ruling government. That's just the truth. You see,
as in considering.
Listen. Competence is relative. You may be incompetent, but you may have ability to also choose competent people around you.
Yes. Yeah.
You may be incompetent and also have an ability to read scenarios. What Nigeria need now is a go type of person who can reach out to all the multiplicity of interests, who can travel around the country without inhibition,
who can unite the country,
who can provoke national conversation, who can reach out to people different places. And I give you one example. Just last 2 weeks, about 58 persons were killed in Zamfara State. Government of President Buhari did not consider it proper and fit to go and play host, to and pay visit, condolence visit to the people, and also share in the aspirations of the people. The president traveled to Zamfara to campaign for elections. That's the only time he has been to Zamfara. With all the crises we are seeing, we need a president that can be touching base with everywhere, who sees the entire country as his constituency, who is not discriminatory, who does not see the face of an Igbo man as different from the face of a Hausa man, or who does not see a Fulani man as different from an Ibibio man. We want that kind of president who can go to Niger Delta and say, bring your fisherman soup, let's eat. Let's talk. What are the issues? This is our country. Let us promote our country. Let us help our country to grow. If there is stability in terms of our own emanations, then you can drive governance without inhibitions. But if there is no stability, if you don't get your politics right, you can't get your governance structure right. This is what I keep telling people. They say no competence. See, your politics, you must play it right. You must assuage the feelings of people. What is wrong in the president sitting down with the Ohanese Indibo in a closed door meeting, or the leadership of IPO, whether you proscribe or deproscribe anyone, and say, come, what are the issues?
Do you have people of such clout, of such caliber in PDP in the South?
Of course, there are so many. I don't need to mention anybody's name. There are so many, including Kasim Afebua.
You're right.
Including Kasim Afebua. I can go to anywhere in this country. I have friends cut across the 36 states of the country. If you tell me your local government, I'll mention 2-3 names of people I know in that place. I have been involved. I've been traveling around this country. When somebody was telling me that they have fixed roads, and I was giving the person the road architecture in this country, I said, this one is bad, from this location to this location. Who is deceiving who? If you don't travel on the road, it's a different thing. If you are flying in the air, but we that travel on the road, the commoners, we know where the roads are good, we know where the roads are bad, and we know the intervention that this government has brought.
For those of you watching us live, feel free. The lines to call into the studio are displayed on the screen. Please call us and share your thoughts with us. Your party, people still have this notion, this belief that your party has not been able to build a secretariat for themselves, an office, a national office for themselves since 1999 till date, and you want to lead the country again. If you cannot you put your house in order as in its national secretariat, what do you think about that? Is that a cause for concern?
Well, I don't think, the last time I checked, we are not complaining about national secretariat, the one we are presently. There's one that...
You don't have a permanent?
No, but there's one that we have built. It's not completed, about 10-story building. That's massive, with a gigantic hall. That's ambitious, that's also thinking for the country. I was expecting that since the APC were blaming that we have not been able to complete our secretariat, that by now APC will have completed their own in 7 years. APC are still renting office too, and they're in government. So when you point one accused figure at us, 4 are pointing at you. So the point I'm making is that if you go to our structure, if you see that structure, I think you will commend the leadership of the party who thought it wise to start a headquarters of the party. And I'm sure with this new leadership that has come on board, we'll be able to do something different to make sure that we move the party secretariat from Wadata Plaza to that place.
Wonderful. The former presidential candidate of your party seems to be a serial loser. I'm sorry to say, today it seems her age is no longer on his side. And what exactly are the demographics you think are likely to shape the 2023 presidential election?
You see, I think people have tend to misrepresent my position.
Very sorry. Let me pick this call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Patrick. I'm calling you from Jos.
Patrick what?
Saturday.
Okay, Saturday. Thank you. Thank you. Your contribution, please.
Yes, first of all, I want to thank Mr. Afedwa.
Okay.
Saying it the way it's supposed to be. You know the problem we have in Nigeria, we are afraid to discuss. We are afraid to say the truth because we believe that when we say the truth, they will cut the tap from us. I don't see any reason. I don't see any reason why we should be even looking at Atiku. We have some qualified people. Those people that are qualified that can run this nation because they don't have the money, they will not even look their way. Nigeria, we are already growing, and we are still looking for those that are growing to lead us. And then we have first class. We have those that are doing well in private industry. We have them accumulating. We have some bright people, Peter Obi and Co. Even the affaired ones, you see now they cannot even give me any position. Even you, John, they cannot even give you any position because you are not, you do not belong to them. This is the time for the youth to come together. Forget about the religion, where you come from. Let's not take this country by ourselves. Otherwise, we'll just sit in one corner and complaining. Our children will still need the complaint.
Thank you so very much.
Atiku has no business in running for this. All those old people. Jagaba has no business. Jagaba went to abroad to spend how many months. So we need agile people. What is wrong with Osibajo? Osibajo has already known the intake in the Albatross, in the running. What is wrong in pairing Osibajo with the Borno State governor? What is wrong in pairing these young people together to lead us?
Thank you so very much. We appreciate this call.
Must we be on the driving seat before we know that we are running the country?
We appreciate you, sir.
Atiku should go and relax and play fatherly role.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so
So
very
the
much.
point I was making
Yes.
is that it's not necessarily, it's not personal about my position against former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. My point is, having been the face of the party in 2019, we should not repeat the mistake of featuring him in 2020.
Was it a mistake featuring him then?
It was not. He went for the primaries. He won because everybody who contested the primaries came from the north.
Hello, good afternoon. Sorry, sir.
Hello?
Yes. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm coming from Agitation.
Okay. Your contribution, please.
Hello.
Go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, I would like to talk about to contribute. Prince J. calling from Agitation.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, what President Kasim is saying that the position should be given to the South. I want you people you guys are doing a very good job, but I also want you people to do voter education. Most people in the South, they don't have voter cards. People are shouting, it's our turn. But you discover that in the South, people don't have voter cards. Let me take Agitation for example. How many of the young men are having voter cards? The situation we are having at times, or if we do need the change, we should be able to educate our people, our young ones that are up to the age of to cast their vote, to get voter card. That is the place we should start from. In South, we don't have voter card. The Igbo man will sit at home on the day of election, say, we don't finish. At the end of the day, he did not vote because he's not having voter card. We should encourage these people to go ahead and get themselves registered and have voters card. I think that is the first step in agitating for our term in South. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so very much. I will appreciate that.
Well, talking about voters card, let me also tell you that I belong to a group, they call it Go Nigeria, under the auspices of ANAP Foundation, headed by Atado Peter Said, former chairman and founder of Stanbic IBTC Bank. We have commenced a process of seeing how to rejuvenate the process of voters card registration, and we've gone far. Very soon you will be seeing the activities structured in different geopolitical zones of the country to generate kind of awareness that to make people to go and collect their cards. Don't complain that you don't have card, or don't complain that somebody representing is not doing well when you don't have the opportunity to vote the person out or to endorse the person you have so chosen. The point is, Nigerians, particularly the youths, who are the highest in terms of voting population, must consciously and deliberately sustain, the momentum of ensuring that their voices are heard and that their votes truly count. Yeah. So, coming back to the discussion on the Atiku presidency, I am of the opinion that,
particularly on the demographics.
Yes, I'm of the opinion that, you see, having featured and became the face of the party in 2019.
Yes.
In 2023, we should think something different as a party. So my position is more or less like a clarion call that in 2019, every aspirant was from the north.
Yes.
2023, every aspirant should come from the south.
Oh, okay. Good afternoon. Thank you. Your name and where you're calling from? Okay. Benin. All right. Your contribution, please.
The agitation looks at an issue for now. Because even though it was not defined in the 1999 Constitution on zoning formula, but obviously we also have known that from the era of OPJ, it has been not transparent. So now it ought to have been zoned to certain part of the country and micro-zone to the eastern part of the country for the policy and the system.
Okay.
So Atiku coming up to say he wants to contest. It's just like other Nigerians who also have the will to contest. So it should be allowed to contest. Ordinarily, Nigerians know that this time around it ought to be the turn of anybody from the southern part of the country, which invariably also micro-zone, as I said, to the southeastern part of the country. That's my contribution.
Thank you so very much. Now he's talking of zoning it to the south and micro-zoning it to the eastern part.
Well, those will be the internal workings of the party if they so desire. I am not against any zone. And I'm just saying that in 2018, every aspirant that contested the party primary came from the north.
Okay.
There were no southern aspirants.
Okay.
In 2023, you have to give to the south the opportunity to present aspirants who will go to the primaries. And one person will emerge, and Atiku will muster his financial strength and everything to support that person, rather than be the person whose face we are going to fly again. And I'm saying this because, like I did write and I did state, you see, Atiku has been looking for presidency since 1990. 32 years ago in the life of even me here, I was still very much an undergraduate in 1990. I was in the university. So, if in 2022 and 2023, I will still be seeing the face of the man who contested for presidency in 1990, then it means that the country has been detained or is undergoing some kind of imprisonment. The factors that threw him up in 2019 were quite obvious. Of course, he has contested under ACN before. He was in APC, he came to PDP, he challenged his boss in 2007 and chose another party and all of that. So, all of this, he should just get to a point in time and say, come, wait a minute, young man, I think I'm done. I've tried my best. I thought I have an idea that I wanted to sell to Nigerians if they give me opportunity. But since there's no platform to do that, I'm going to support whoever that you people are trained up so that we can collectively ensure that there's victory. I pick holes in his star for abandoning us in 2019. I'm going to Dubai to spend 2.5 years straight.
But should he not rest after the election? He should take a rest. Don't you think so?
This is exactly why I pick holes in some people's leadership style. You see, you are either prepared to contest election or you are not prepared. When you know you are going to the tribunal, you should be around to participate in the tribunal process without just leaving us on the field. It's like a general going to war. You have not packed all your things. The smoke of war has not simmered. You just all of a sudden, you just vanish. You have to return the troops back to the barracks. He didn't return us. We were left hanging. We were going to tribunal, doing all manners of things, facing intimidation, harassment from this monstrous APC that calls itself in power. You know, so for that reason, I say, for God's sake, is this how we're going to do? So in 2022, again, we'll have to start pursuing the Atiku.
Do you have persons who are prepared, just as you are saying, you should prepare ahead? Do you have people who are prepared for this presidency in the South?
They say there are so many ways to kill a rat without shedding blood. There are so many aspirants in the South. You will be shocked. This next month, you will see all categories of persons who will be coming out.
People with competence, capacity, the clout,
content,
the spread.
Content,
yes.
Understanding of the country.
Yes.
People who have intellect.
Yes.
Who can speak to the issues.
Yes.
Who can connect with the issues.
Yes.
People who understand the complexities of the Nigerian Federation and the delicate balance on which the country's tripod arrangement sits.
Yes.
Persons who also have traveled far and wide within the country and they have friends connected in different parts of the country. So they can appeal to the sentiments of the different geopolitical zones and narrow it down to the states and to the local governments across the country. There are so many people. See, once you are a sociable person, you can network. You know the problem we are having now is because the president is not sociable. He doesn't reach out. He hardly attends burial ceremony. He hardly attends naming ceremony when he was a private citizen. Let alone now. It is from those ceremonies you meet people, you connect with people. He doesn't do that. He's too standoffish, removed from the system. And so in becoming president, he has become taciturn, slow to act, and we don't want the Asobila to be a retirement home for the aged.
Oh, for the aged again, what lessons do we learn from the NSAS protest in terms of the type of presidency we should ask for in 2023?
It's just straightforward. Young, vibrant Nigerian who can look at the color just now. You know, these are people, you are getting raw feelings, raw feedback from those who are touched by what is happening now. We want a middle-aged young person, vibrant, who understands the country and who can connect with the country.
But this is a very expensive business.
Let me tell you, how much was President Buhari having in 2015 when he contested? Did you not hear that they bought his phone for him? Did he not become? He came with the political capital of saying he has so number of people who are following him, his followers and all of that. You know, where was the money? There are people who may not have money, but they have friends who can put money together to throw up such leadership. No one individual can single-handedly run a presidential election. It's not possible. Elections are becoming almost prohibitive in terms of cost. Both here and elsewhere in America. You hear the millions of dollars you hear in American election. If you translate to our own weak naira, you almost run into trillions. So what are we talking about? What we need is identifying the person who has the right temperament, the right orientation, the understanding of the country, who is also, very flexible in terms of his religious beliefs, in terms of his ethnic orientation, so that he will be taking the country as a whole, as a constituency, and by extension, try to connect with the aspirations of the people in the different geopolitical zones. We need national conversation. We need dialogue. It is missing in this government, John. Dialogue is missing. We need dialogue. We need people to talk to us. Yeah. What is the crime if you go to Southeast and sit down with that public and say, please sit down? Obasanjo invited Niger Delta militants, Asari Dokubo and others. He sat down with them. Yeah. Because you're a president, you have more information than the ordinary man walking on the street. Yeah. Gentlemen, these things you are asking for 10 things. we're able to do 3. These 7, please let us leave it because they are so area or we are encumbered by so factor or this other factor. Then we will understand. By the time they see that you are giving them a listening ear, it's better than carrying bayonets, guns, and pistols and bombs to go and start bombing ourselves. We're killing our Nigerians and all of that. And in the final analysis, we are neither making movement nor making progress. So this is our predicament. We need a president who can converse, who can interact, who can interrogate, who can move, who can socialize, so that when people see that, say, the president will be visiting some place today. Not just take capital, you fly to capital and you go back. No.
Somebody sent a text message. Thank you so very much. We will get back to you. Between competency and ethnicity, what are the primary choice that you think we need for 2023 between ethnicity and competence?
You see, nepotism has become part and parcel of the second nature of this APC-led federal government, because people accuse the president of being nepotistic, and it's very obvious on appointments and all of that. And it has also reduced the confidence level that the citizenry have, in the affairs of the country. Once you miss that particular resource, the resource of people buying into your aspiration as president, your policy framework, your implementation will be fraught with problems. So, what a president should do is to take the entire country as his constituency without being detained by primordial sentiments or ethnic sentiments, that tend to expose you as an ethnic jingoist or, by extension, ethnic champion. So that way, you will not see the sincerity in the minds of people when they are dealing with affairs of government. People will say, oh, okay, what is my business? I'm only here for 4 years. But the overriding interest should be how to take the country away from our present halitosis, present dictation that we are in, to something that is near some form of Eldorado. We are not looking for, to say one president should come and turn the entire country to an Eldorado all of a sudden. No, it has to be measured, it has to be painstakingly done, so that when the results come, it will be for the generality of Nigerians. Do you know the politics of this country, of this politics of balancing? If you want to build a state-of-the-art hospital, that you say you are spending about 100 billion, that it should be the best in the world, do you know location will be a problem for you?
Yeah.
They not to say it should be located in some place. Because we do not see ourselves as members of the same family who are cohabitating in the same premises. We see ourselves differently from the kind of dress we wear, the names we bear, and what have you. An American is an American. It doesn't matter where he or she comes from. But inside Nigeria, they ask you, where are you from? You say you are Nigerian, they say, where are you from? You say you are Akwa Ibom. Where in Akwa Ibom? They will still ask you. That's the problem. So we must begin a new national narrative that will continue to promote citizen education to the point that you will see nationalism in us.
Cohesion.
A cohesion, national conversation, dialogue, so that when we talk, we know we are talking to Nigeria and Nigerians. So instead of choosing where an airport should be or where a hospital will be, and all that, anywhere you locate it, just believe that that is Nigeria.
But people say there's this huge vote from the north that if you are not able to balance it well, if you don't pick a northern candidate, you lose that vote.
Please. John, I don't want anybody to bore me with all these weather-beating rhetorics. If there's a huge vote somewhere, you won't be seeing underage voting. Children that will see queuing up during the voting process. But with the new innovation that is being introduced by INEC, all of that will be checkmated in 2023. That's the truth. I'm calling on everybody, both South and North, to encourage, to mobilize, sensitize, conscientize the electorate to come out to vote on voting day. You sit there in the comfort of your home, not going out to vote, and you lament over the outcome, will be counterproductive in the long run. If you are being misgoverned, if you are being mismanaged, do not complain if you don't come out to vote. 1.7 million voters are registered in Edo State. The voters turnout in the 2020 election is not up to 500,000. That's the truth.
What is your point? What is your take on electoral bill that is direct primary and indirect primary?
Whether direct, whether indirect, whether consensus, the point is every political party has provision in its constitution. And there are existing rulings and verdicts of the Supreme Court that internal business of parties are their internal business. So whatever is contained in the electoral does not affect what is in the constitution.
If your party picks from the south, according to your agitation,
yes,
and the APC picks from the north,
no,
what
APC
do you?
Assuming, I don't want that assumption to come
yes,
because it's very sickening.
Yes.
The APC from where they are doing, they are choosing their chairman from the north, so the presidency will go to the south. And you don't even see people coming out from the north saying that they want to contest on the APC. They are predominantly southern people, you know. And that's why I'm saying that the PDP should also...
If it goes vice versa, that PDP picks from the north and APC picks from the south, how do you see the context?
No, I will support the southern person.
No, yes.
I personally will support and I will work for the southern person.
What do you
I will
think?
remain in my party and I will work for the person. Because this country is larger than party. And let me tell you, with the kind of crisis we are in now, no single political party can bail out Nigeria from this halitosis. You need government of national unity, GNU. Government such that you will tap into the resources and resourcefulness of persons and people in different political parties. If there are 18 political parties, tap into them when you are doing your recruitment to fill in positions and let them come and put in their effort. So that tomorrow they won't have cause to be criticizing one party that will be in government. Take from here, take from here, take from there. It is Nigeria. If Nigeria is good, it is for all of us.
Will the PDP be ready to lose Atiku's resources, his connection, his
No,
famed,
it is not
his
automatic.
famed resources and all of those?
It is not automatic that he has to be the candidate. No, this is the democracy.
Yes.
It's not automatic that he has to be the candidate.
Yes.
And with the readings and the permutations and the calculations now, it's obvious it may not be.
Assuming he then teams up with another political party, what do you think?
He has his legitimate right to aspire to anywhere. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. But that will amount to selfishness and political, what will I call it? Because we gave him all our support in 2019, and we worked hard. We were on the firing line, you know. Those of us who were spokesmen, we were everywhere, radio station, TV station, canvassing for votes from Nigerians and all of that. But when the elections were over, we didn't see our flag bearer.
But it seems leaders from
to interact with him.
It seems the leaders of your party from the south looks quiet and they are not saying anything about this very zoning.
As I given come up with timetable.
But the northern guys are talking.
That is their business. Everybody has his style. Everybody has his style. The INEC has just said today that they are going to roll out the timetable for 2023 elections. They will specify the procedure. And once this electoral act is signed into law, then it becomes operational. Then we can now take up from there. But don't forget that consultations are going on. Very rich consultation. It is not until you make the noise that people will know that, at the appropriate time, people will come.
A member of the technical committee going around the country for Atiku has said they should just give him one tenure, that is just 4 years. What do you think he can do? Do you buy into that?
Well, my brother, High Chief Raymond Dokwesi, said he will go naked if Atiku does not give Igbo man after 4 years. Power is a crazy aphrodisiac. It is easier said than done.
Yeah.
And these words are not coming out from the mouth of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. They are coming out from a proxy. And so a proxy cannot speak the mind, of the man who is going to wear the shoe. Were he to be the candidate and were he to be victorious at election. So I do not take all of that. I see that statement as, taking the handshake beyond the elbow. I think it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary, you don't have to say you will go naked. Please, we don't need him to go naked. He's a high chief from our area, very respected, very industrious. He has worked tirelessly to ensure the unity of this country. So if you please, will protect him to be whole, to be man, and to remain as solid as he has always been. The idea of nakedness does not come into this game.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, guys. Those of you watching us, we are coming to the end of this show. We sincerely appreciate you. Feel free to still call us. We appreciate your calls. Are you planning to contest election? You've been a commissioner, not once. You've been a chief secretary, a commissioner, IBB spokesman, chairman of a national political party, and all of those. Are you planning to contest any elective position?
Maybe in future. If the readings are right, I may run in 2023 for any of the positions that is zoned to my area. I'm not going to force myself on anything. If there's zoning, fine. If there's none, I just stay back. I'm not going to break the rules. I believe in some level of political balancing and orderliness. That's what democracy has been reduced to in Nigeria, whether you like it or not. Yeah. So, and because it is like that, if that is what will give stability, if that is what will give some level of balance, you allow it to work. So, if the parties don't send it to my local government, and I feel that it's okay for me to contest, I will do so. After all, my followers back home are calling on me that I should come and run for House of Reps, I should come and run for Senate and all of that. But I'm not going to say anything until the party takes a decision.
Thank you so very much, Prince Kasim Afeba, for appearing in the studio today at the John Mayaki show. We want to appreciate everybody watching us. I think we want to draw the curtain here so that we can do some other things in the studio. We want to appreciate you so very much, sir.
Thank you very much, and let me also commend your platform for helping to sensitize and mobilize the populace towards democracy. We have confidence in this democracy. It must work, irrespective of the imperfections we are going through now. But we want to also appeal to politicians to be less desperate when they are looking for any position. Less desperate. There is nothing in this life. Everything is vanity. Vanity upon vanity. The ideas of hiring thugs to go and beat up people, to go and kill people and all of that, pales into insignificance if you still know that you are not the owner of your life. So please continue this advocacy. Let people know that democracy is very beautiful if we're able to interact and engage on context of ideas, context of sentiments, context of emotions that are not run high, a system where everyone is given opportunity to say something, and you have that kind of freedom. That's what makes the society a habitable place for all of us. But the desperation now that the elections are coming, you are going to see desperation. When I started this, people started calling me, can you stand this? They are going to crush you. They are going to do this. Should that be the language in a democracy? Am I not entitled to air out an opinion, no matter how bitter the truth is? Are there things I'm saying that are lies? They are not. But I keep telling people that the man who speaks honesty and truth to power is often a lonely man in politics. But I'm driven by my convictions, and I will stay by those convictions without let or hindrance. I thank you for having me on this.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate everybody. Thank you. Bye for now.